evening is Andrew from Jockey Club in Huntington.
I also want to give a moment to kind of give a round of applause to everybody that has been here, and it takes a lot of work to be up here. We got a couple things prepared before I continue, but I kind of also, one thing I did not do today was nobody really talked about the origins of Manhattan. And Manhattan has been a long debate. We're looking about maybe around the 1860s, when there's different clubs within the Brooklyn, the Bronx, and they're all kind of fighting who has the best cocktail. This is one of the most valid stories. There's all kinds of things, whether it's bourbon or it's rye, and from there. And in reality, there's a club named the Manhattan Club. And each club had to make their own cocktail, and they named theirs after their own club. And it's been fought and debated whether it's bourbon or rye, but originally it was actually rye. So it's actually a great choice that Woodford is going to be sponsoring this, because they're one of the highest rye-based bourbons out there. So it'll really complement the originality. What I'm going to be using today, actually before we start, we're going to go ahead and chill our glasses. And a lot of people debate, oh, I don't want to be in a female glass or whatnot. Actually, this is a very masculine, very proper glass, because if you see, I am not warming up my drink. I do not want to warm it, but I want to enjoy it for how it is. So we're going to start by icing this bad boy down.
That's right.
It really takes about 30 seconds to chill a glass. So you put your whole drink in there. If your glass were to be warm, you start warming up your drink and water it down. You have ice in there and whatnot. And that's what we kind of want to avoid. You want to sip on it. You want to necessarily rush it. As me, as I'm in engineering, I like to drink my whiskey neat with a chill glass while I'm studying. So I understand I want to warm them up fast. And then today, the original recipe will be 1.5 rye with 2 dashes of bitters and 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. Today I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I looked into France by the Bitter Truth Brothers, established in 2006. They're actually making a sweet vermouth bitters. So it's an infusion of kind of a tonic and a sweet vermouth all in one, and it actually holds about 30% fruit as well. So that's really nice, add a little bit of body to our drink. Actually, where we're going to start today, we're going to go with the original Woodford Classic right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the ratio a little bit, since this is a bitter-sweet vermouth. We're going to do a 2-1-3 ratio, when usually it's 1.5, 1, and then 2. We're going to do 2 whiskeys. Actually, half of this with half of the sweet vermouth. We don't want to overpower what this is going to be bitter-based. And then most take Angostura bitters or old-fashioned bitters, and today I'm going to throw you a curveball, and we're actually going to be using cherry bitters. Because traditionally cherry bitters was kind of doused and put into different kind of liquors, and now they're just kind of blanched, bleached, and all kinds of chemicals we really don't want and kind of ruin our drink. So we're going to use cherry bitters, and we're going to put oranges in. So we're going to go ahead and get our whiskey here. So we're going to do 2-1-3 ratio. We're going to get 2 of these bad boys here. We always want to measure. You can always count and get your counting down right, but it's all about consistency. It's cool to kind of measure without measuring, but it's about making it right that matters most. So I'm going to keep that up there so everybody sees what's happening. You can take half of the bitter vermouth, which I recommend. They make hundreds of different bitters, hundreds of different kinds of things. You can have a cucumber-based dry vermouth that's really interesting. You put a little bit of that into your Bloody Marys, and they're just as good. Take a half an ounce of that back away. And then we're going to take half an ounce of the regular sweet vermouth. Kind of keep the originality, but not switch it up too much, and you'll see that has some nice depth and fullness behind it. And that was a little too much. There we go. So that was my 2-1, and then we're going to do the 3 part. We're just going to use cherry bitters. Actually, this has been suspended in glycol, when bitters are normally suspended in pure alcohol, which is an extraction of flavors. You can think about vanilla extract. Oh, that sounds delicious. You touch it, it's really bitter and nasty. You actually, the reason why you use a couple of dashes is because it's so potent. You need it to dilute in order for our palate to be able to even decipher the taste behind it. So we just put a little touch of it. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to add ice our bad boy. One of the reasons behind the stirring technique, aside from keeping it clean, is that back then, it looked really edgy to shake your drink. You're kind of bruising it. Why are you doing all these movements when I just want to drink my whiskey? It wasn't really until a little bit, about 34 years after the Manhattan was created by a gentleman named Jerry Thomas that started really bringing flair bartending into place and flaming drinks and cocktails. We're just going to stir it, keep it nice. And then since we actually agitated the drink by stirring it, we're going to give about 15-20 seconds to rest while we get everything else set up here. We'll keep these for you. We'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and get the orange ready. Actually, something I like to do, I don't have my lighter today, but thanks to Josh, I got some trusty matches here. I'm actually going to warm up the pith of my orange here just a little bit to loosen up some of those essential oils that will play in our Manhattan. I'm choosing an orange over the cherry so we don't get some of these chemicals that none of us can even pronounce. So there's no need for that. Then we're just going to put it in this. Then what I'm going to do is just kind of touch the rim with this nice orange peel here to kind of get a little essential oils. Squeeze the top for the aromacy, and then just drop it in and enjoy. And that will be my version of Manhattan.
Very nice.